Welcome back, guys, to another episode of our Fallout 4 Let's Play series. In our last episode, we made our way to Diamond City. As I ended that episode, you guys probably didn't see it or catch it because it happened right as we ended the episode. We have a rad storm going on. Another addition that I really love is the weather effects. There are mods that specifically make these storms even cooler, in my opinion, but this is not our modded playthrough. If it is, you need to check out, if you're doing a modded playthrough, you need to check out
Nice day, huh?
True Storms. It's one of my favorites. They have some for Skyrim and Fallout 4 both. They're phenomenal. They're awesome. Add an extra level of immersion. But for now, we're going to go in and we're going to go talk to Piper at Public Occurrences.
Glad you dropped by. You holding up, Blue?
Free paper to newcomers.
Why are you in the
Holding
corner,
up,
Piper?
Blue?
Why are you calling me that?
'Cause you're a vault dweller? I know you're not wearing a blue jumpsuit right now, but the Pip-Boy and the fish out of water look, dead giveaways. So here's the deal. I want an interview. Your life story in print. I think it's time Diamond City had a little outside perspective on the Commonwealth. You do that, and I'll tell you what. I'll come with you. Watch your back while you get used to the world above ground.
What kind of interview is this going to be?
I ask you who you are, get your opinion on life out there, and maybe load up a few tough questions and keep it interesting. What do you say?
Well, having Piper as a companion would be cool. We could do the interview. Have the ability to. I probably wouldn't use her because I'll probably still use dog meat. And I would want to make use of the Lone Wanderer perk with dog meat. Sure.
Here's your headline. Local man says no.
Gonna be like that, huh? Smart ass. Fine. We'll do this later, but I want that interview, got me?
I just wanted to see what he said. I've never been sarcastic with her before. I didn't know that was
Hey,
going to end that
Piper.
dialogue.
You ready for that interview now, Blue?
She won't shut up about the interview. It's just going to be something you have to do. You can say not now, and I guess it just ends up the same thing as sarcastic, but you're going to have to do the interview in order to continue the quest line. It'll also be your only way of continuing to meet her friend, the one that I mentioned in last episode, that is very important to us.
All right, Piper. I'm in.
Good. Let's get
I'm
down
only
to
200
business.
years old. Let's do this
So, I know
interview.
you're from a vault. How would you describe your time on the inside?
My family and I were frozen. I didn't spend much time in the vault.
Wait. They boxed you up in a fridge?
Yep,
The
just
whole
like that,
time?
Piper.
Are you saying you were alive before the war?
That's right.
Yes.
Back in my
I'm over
day.
200 years old.
Oh my god. The man out of time. So, you've seen the Commonwealth, Diamond City. How does it compare to your old life?
I mean, I agree, it sucks. Jeff's old life was awesome. Retired army, nice house, nice suburban life, white picket fence, car, girl, kid, and now he's 200 years old. He's got a pep in his step for 200 years old, but I mean, he's 200 years old with no kid, a dead wife. Car got hit by nuclear fallout, so there goes the car.
You're all living in rusty shacks, killing each other. My God, the smell.
Okay. That's gonna be a fun one to quote. Now, the big question. Why come to Diamond City?
I actually like these non-serious answers. My first couple playthroughs have always been pretty serious answers or just quickly clicking through dialogue because I'd already heard the dialogue, but going through with some of these is actually pretty fun for me because some of these I haven't done.
I lost family, okay? I'm trying to get one of them back.
What's their name, Blue? Who are they?
My son, Shaun, was kidnapped. not even a year old.
The parent after the missing child. As heartbreaking today as it ever was. Tell me, do you suspect the Institute's involved?
Ooh, our first talks of the Institute. Remember how I told you guys last episode, regardless of what faction you choose to follow, whatever you choose to align yourself with, always remember that every single one is, at the end of the day, a war criminal. The Institute is going to be another faction that you'll hear a lot about. Consider them the boogeymen of the game, but they are a faction that you can choose to align with without spoiling it. Those of you who've played the game, you know exactly what I'm talking about here, but without spoiling it, there's a very, very big reveal to the Institute later on, and you still get the reveal whether you choose to align with them or not. I personally have never chosen to align with them, because most of who I align with would usually in most playthroughs be the Railroad, sometimes the Minutemen. As much as it was annoying doing the Minutemen, I still say that they would be the ones that I actually enjoyed most, would be the Railroad and Minutemen. Minutemen specifically, because if you side with them, you get a really, really cool fortress. Other than that, though, they're kind of... So we're going to ask who the Institute is. We're going to get some information on them.
The Institute? Who were they?
That, Blue, is the biggest mystery in the Commonwealth. No one really knows who or where they are, but their handiwork is all over. Synths. Synthetic people. Sent from their hidden labs.
It's the government.
The Institute's dirty work. Sometimes they even replace a person with a synth double. A little covert agent no one would ever suspect. Now, not everything that goes wrong has the Institute behind it, but there's always a chance. That's why I'm asking.
It's basically a shadow government.
They make synthetic people?
That's right. There are two major kinds you have to watch out for. The first is an obvious fake. Skin looks like plastic, skeleton might even be showing. You see groups of them scouring the Commonwealth, killing people and scavenging what's left. I reported on University Point a while back. Whole town got cleaned out. The second type of synth is the real deal. With skin, blood, warm smiles, and guilty glances, just like a good old-fashioned human. So, do you think they could be involved? The Institute, or one of their agents?
So this is an important world-building piece, especially if you want to jump into Fallout 4 lore. Synths are, or have the ability to blend in almost perfectly with people. So you have to remember that this is a world in which there are plenty of organizations out to collect money and gain on other people's suffering. So that being said, it is very easy to understand that synths, being this shadow deep state government-esque organization that they are, do indeed have plants in multiple different areas of the Commonwealth, and they would definitely be able to help pull strings in the right direction to continue capitalizing on the world that they live in now. So this is important information. While I have never aligned with the synths specifically or the Institute, their lore and background is actually really, really cool. So it is something that I would definitely encourage you guys to kind of pick up on and pay attention to.
Sure sounds like they might be.
Not even a baby is safe from them. And people wonder why I can't just look the other way. For the last part of our interview, I'd like to do something different. I want you to make a statement to Diamond City directly. The threat of kidnapping is all but ignored in the Commonwealth. Everyone wants to pretend it just doesn't happen. What would you say to someone out there who's lost a loved one but might be too scared or too numb to the world to look for them?
Wait, people just ignore kidnappings out here?
Yeah, Blue, you haven't noticed? You grow up in the Commonwealth and eventually someone is gonna get taken. Maybe not someone you know, but someone. And people just say, well, could have been worse. Could could have been killed by raider attacks, or super mutants, or feral ghouls. They just give up. So I want my readers to hear what keeps you going. Maybe they'll find a little inspiration. Now, what would you like to say?
Again, more world building. You really get an idea hearing it from her, who has investigated a lot of different atrocities that the world has brought Fallout. And you really just get a grip on, wow, these people have had so many bad things happen that they just grow numb to the fact and ignore the fact that people get kidnapped, people die, people disappear. And they're just like, oh, okay, cool, this is just another Tuesday. So, great world building. Love that. We're going to take it one day at a time. No, I'm conflicted here. I want to get revenge, but at the same time, I think one day at a time might be I just feel like don't lose hope is too cliche. So...
Find who's responsible and make them pay. Simple as that.
I'll take anger over apathy any day. Good quote. Thanks, Blue. That's everything. It's gonna take some time to put this all together, but I think your story is gonna get Diamond City plenty to talk about. Look, about your son. I didn't know if you were on the up and up before. Didn't want to waste my friend's time, but I think he can help you. His name's Nick Valentine, detective extraordinaire. Got an office here in Diamond City. Just look for the neon sign with the heart in it.
Neon sign with a heart? You sure he's not running a brothel?
That would be hilarious, but no. No, Blue, he's on the up and up. Anyway, I agreed to come with you, right? Watch your back. Just say the word when you're ready. I can't wait to see where the story goes next.
Piper is now available to be our companion anytime we choose, so we can always come back here. We can also come back here to rest once she's available, and I didn't show this earlier, but when we first came in, trying to take things was actually considered stealing. So, like I explained to you in earlier episodes, there is no direct karma system in Fallout 4 like there was in Fallout 3, but stealing you can still get in trouble for, you can still have NPCs attack you, things like that. You just won't develop karma the same way you would in old games. Disappointing. Makes it a little more basic, but I am going to take some of this junk because she does have a good amount of junk that is useful here. We're also going to look for, I don't want any of the dirty water. I could use those gourds. We're going to take these bobby pins for sure. And there they are. Yes, Piper, I just robbed you of your Simpex. You'll deal with it, you'll get over it. We're going to head back out to Diamond City. And we're going to go see our new friend, or soon-to-be new friend, Nick Valentine. Oh, yes, I totally forgot about this.
Don't move, Sim. What have you done with the real Riley? Where's my brother? I swear I'm not a synth. Don't shoot, for God's sakes. We're family.
Put the gun down, now!
He's a synth. He'll kill us all. Kyle, no!
Okay, show's over. There are no synths in Diamond City. Hear me? Just you folks and your damn paranoia.
He won't be needing these, right, Kyle? Or, sorry, Riley. Kyle won't need these. I'm just gonna take them. And then I'm gonna take that, and I'm gonna sell it. You can mourn your loss. I will profit on it. And then we're gonna go into the back alley and go see Nick Valentine. As you can see here, his little detective sign.
Sometimes you gotta wonder, does anyone fight back? Institute has to have
But going back to the subject of the Institute, these guys are talking about the Institute. But also back there, that was a bit of, like the guard said, paranoia. Diamond City thinks, because of Piper actually uncovering stories and things like that, thinks that they are completely infiltrated by synthetic humans. So that was just a little bit of world development and building that we can see where this paranoia really has rooted deeply in them to actually believe that they have a very large problem with synths pretending to be people.
His ties. Oh, Nick.
Something wrong?
Another stray coming in from the rain. Afraid you're too late. Office is closed.
I know you must be busy, but I won't take much of your time, miss. It's important.
You're right. I'm sorry. I didn't
Boom,
mean
we
to
got
be
that
rude,
one,
but
though.
It's just the detective. He's gone missing.
Do you have any idea how I could find him?
He disappeared working a case. Skinny Malone's gang had kidnapped a young woman, and he tracked them down to their hideout in Park Street Station.
That's
There's an old
irony, in
vault down
case you
there
didn't
they use
know.
as a base.
Plot
I
twist.
told Nick he was walking into a trap, but he just smiled and walked out the door like he always does.
Skinny Malone, another good character. Very ironic, but another good character.
Hey, I'd love to help, but there's a small matter of expenses.
Don't play games with me.
Oof.
I'll pay you if you find Nick, but it's going to be 100 caps. That's the reward, and it's
100
not up for
caps?
negotiation.
Who's this Skinny Malone character?
I don't know much about him, but he's from Good Neighbor, and that means he's in the well-pressed suits and machine gun school of thuggery.
Oh, pardon me. I was yawning. I was trying to talk, but then a yawn came out instead. Now, that part is also a really fun part because that's kind of foreshadowing. Skinny Malone runs a gang. She said well-pressed suits. And yes, the first thing that should pop to your head would be mobsters, mafia style. And yes, they dress just like that. So, they're a fun group.
You said Malone's from Good Neighbor?
Yeah, it's a tough neighborhood. Northeast a ways. People with power there care about two things: style and body count.
So we just got our map updated with Good Neighbors, so we can actually go over there if we choose to. Won't probably do that right now, but we're going to be able to.
I'll find him. You have my word.
Thank you. Nick should be easy to spot. He's always wearing that old hat and trench coat getup. Please, hurry.
There we go. We completed Jewel of the Commonwealth. We got a good amount of XP. We're going to start our next quest to go find Nick. But first, we do need to make a pit stop. I've got quite a bit of junk on me that I'd like to bring to our settlement. So, finding Nick Valentine will be located right up here. Good Neighbor is right up here as well. We're not going to quite go all the way to Good Neighbor, technically speaking. I also don't know why she would have told us it's a ways away. That's the one thing that's always bothered me, because NPCs don't have real judge of distance, I guess, because if we look at the distance between Diamond City and even Good Neighbor for that matter, and the distance between Sanctuary, where we came from, and here, it's laughable. So we're gonna go ahead and fast travel to Sanctuary though, because we do need to drop off some junk within our settlement, so that if we do choose to continue building, whether it be on camera or off camera, still waiting on somebody to let me know what they would prefer, we're gonna be able to have plenty of that. So I'm gonna hit transfer. I'm gonna go to my junk items, and we're going to store all of our junk in here. When we do so, that will give us all those junk items that we can now use as materials and continue building our settlement. Quick rundown, as I was showing you earlier, I have these junk fences that are made with a guard post here. Once I get more people in our settlement, I'll be able to actually post one as a guard here. I have a little gate that can open and close here, so our guard can let people in and out. And then I have another guard post here as a little checkpoint. I do this so that if the raiders attack, while yes, I will still have to come and help them because for some reason they won't be able to help themselves, for my own mental purposes and thought process of playing Fallout and trying to roleplay, this seems like something I would do if it were me in a post-apocalyptic town. I would want to have guard posts and checkpoints here. I have another guard post here. So really this does create a wall to seclude these back houses here. I've not gotten into building a whole barricade around all of these back houses. I'll get to that eventually. But we have our food back here. For now it's just melons. I do want to eventually find some farms so that we can go. Ten Pines Bluff should have some things, some plants that we can grab while we're there, which means that might be one of our next stops instead of going to find Nick Valentine, and that's strictly so I can get food here. Keeping a settlement happy is going to be super important. So when I go into build mode at the top here, I've got 5 different settlers in my settlement with only one source of food because I don't have enough food, nor do I have enough people to have them manage that food. I have plenty of water because I have 2 water purifiers down at the river. I have some power, really only enough to power those water purifiers. That was by design because I don't want to be power hungry right now. I'd rather wait until we can get bigger, cooler things available, built in this settlement first. I have absolutely no defense. Early game, you won't really have to worry a whole lot about this particular settlement in Sanctuary if it's the only one you have. You won't have to worry a whole lot about attacks or defending them, at least in the early game. Later, as you're developing through the game and you have more items, higher levels, blah blah blah, the game will start accelerating the amount of times you'll have to come and defend these settlements. Then you can see I have 0 beds. That's totally my fault. I did not build them beds. I did everything but that, and now I feel like the world's worst landlord. But for some reason, they're still happy. So that's just a quick rundown of build mode, and if that opens towards me, go back in here. It's probably where I'm going to put all my beds and stuff like that. You can actually, in build mode, assign different people to different tasks. Otherwise, they're just going to beat a hammer against a fan all day long. So now that we've stored that, I think we're going to go to our data. We're going to go and do the first step for the Minutemen quests. This right here is going to be, actually I believe it was 10 Pines Bluff if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it was 10 Pines Bluff. Yes, 10 Pines. We're going to go get some baddies taken care of, help some people who will likely agree to come to us or create their own settlement there, and then we'll have access to yet another one. I am going to rob them of their crops though and bring them here so that we have food here. Sanctuary is usually one of my favorites that I'll build the most in, and then I'll do some others. There are some other settlements that you absolutely have to build in and take full advantage of, one of which if you side with the Minutemen you'll get, as I was explaining earlier. But for now, I'm going to wrap up that episode here. In our next episode, we're going to go help our first settlement, and then we're probably going to go find Nick right after that. This game does a really good job at distracting you from all of the things, and I think that's one of the things I like most about it, is there's never really a wrong answer in what to do. And I think that's another great thing about Let's Play series for games like this, is since there's not a wrong direction to go, you can kind of do whatever you want to do, and then go and do another thing. And you're not really going to be punished for it, unless you just happen to walk into a higher level area and get walked all over. That sometimes happens too, but at least you had fun doing it. I hope you guys are enjoying this series as much as I am making it. It is super, super fun. I am learning new things, which is also really fun to me because this game has been out for a while, and I do feel like I have a good amount of knowledge in the game, but I'm always learning, as we found from the comments section. I did not know that Lone Wanderer actually lets me still use dog meat, which is great. So I'm still learning stuff too, and I'm having a ton of fun doing this. It's a series that I'm very passionate about, so this doesn't really feel like it is in any way, shape, or form a drag or a burden for me to do. It's just more fun playing this and experiencing it with you guys. If you do like the series just as much as I do, Dog Meat's playing with a teddy bear to show off for you. I don't know where he got that teddy bear, and I don't know where that teddy bear just went, but it went somewhere. If you do like it just as much as I am, please leave a like, comment, something to show me some support, to tell me that you're enjoying it, because that keeps me going. It really does. And I do my best to read all of your comments, which right now in our early channel growth is super easy. But even as it gets harder, I'm still going to do my best to listen to you guys, respond, and, just take in that information. Until we have our next episode out, I hope you guys have a wonderful night, evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time you're watching this. Have a great day, and we will see you in the next episode.